Hi guys, my name is Roger, and ever since I was a teenager, I've always wanted to build my own car. I started this channel to see if an average person, like me, can design and build their own mid-engine car. If you like what you see here in my videos, please click the like button and subscribe to the channel. If you know someone who you think might be interested in my videos, please share the videos with them. I'll be adding a new video every week, and with that out of the way, let's get started with this week's video. Well, I have all the bottom skins cut out, except for one. We'll get to that in a second, but I'll show you these starting from front to back. I'm going to weld this front one on. I will weld the two here in the floor of the car. I've still got to trim around these odd shapes here. I'll have to mark them from the inside. This piece here will bolt on and be removable for access to the plumbing inside. Same thing back here. These 4 panels underneath the seats will be welded on. The center one will bolt and remove for access. These 2 triangular shaped ones here will be welded in. And I'm not sure what I'm going to do here around underneath the engine and transaxle, but right now I'm thinking I'm going to make that plate removable also. I'll use riv nuts and fasten it on and make it removable for oil changes and access to the engine when it needs to be worked on. I really don't want to weld that plate on. I thought about welding it and putting some access covers, and then I thought, well, why not just make the whole thing removable? I'm also considering putting a tiny bend on the front here for a small air scoop to pull air in from underneath the car up into the engine bay. Haven't completely decided on that either, but I've got a lot of work left cleaning up these panels and welding them in place. So when I get finished with all of that, I'll make a decision on this this last cover here in the rear. That'll give me some time to think. But got a lot accomplished today. I think I'm going to stop here and pick up again tomorrow. Well, I was able to weld these two thicker plates to the bottom, the 090 aluminum plates. I could weld to the 3/16 tubing. It wasn't easy, but I made the best of it. I've got it on there. I'm happy with the welds. They're not pretty, but they'll be strong. They're sufficient. Tried welding some of this thinner metal. Everything except these two floor pans are 063, and trying to weld the 063 to the 3/16 tubing was impossible for me. I tried 2 or 3 different times, and I didn't have the heat quite hot enough to burn into the 3/16 good, and anytime I would get anywhere near close to the 063, it would start melting away. So I'm sure some of you guys out there can probably weld these two thicknesses together, but I'm just not experienced enough to do it, and I'm gonna have to come up with a different plan. I think I'm gonna bond these other panels to the bottom of the car with some kind of an adhesive, be it a urethane or some kind of a metal-to-metal adhesive. I'll have to check around and see what's available out here. I know there are some metal-to-metal adhesives that work very well, but I think that's my only option for putting the rest of these panels on the bottom. And even these thicker panels here, the floor pans, I'll go around on the inside where the joint is, where the two meet, and put some kind of a bond, an adhesive or a urethane or something, just to seal these completely watertight and keep them from flexing and rattling and making a noise. But that should be it for today, and we will work on something else tomorrow. So I purchased some glue adhesive to hold these aluminum skins on the bottom of the car, and this is what I purchased, the Alum Bond. Thought it was Alumabond. Anyway, that's the brand. It came highly recommended, and I tried a sample here on this one panel last night. I glued it on just to see how good of a bond it would give me, and I only glued it in sections in the corners and a few sections on the straights, about the same amount I would have welded on, and the bond seems really nice. It's set up well. I am satisfied with how strong the glue joint is, and besides this glue joint, I'm going to go around on the entire inside and seal it off with a urethane glue, make it completely watertight. But I'm happy with what I'm seeing here, so I'm going to go ahead and move on to these back panels. I'm going to get 2 more panels fit. I've got to grind down some of the high spots on the welds, just where they overlap about 1/4 of an inch, and clean up the edges on these panels. I'm going to go ahead and glue 2 more on tonight, and probably do panels 2 a night until they're finished. That's about all the weights that I have to set on them to hold them secure in position while the glue dries.
But let's go ahead and get started with 2 more of these plates and get them attached to the frame. I want to show you guys what I'm working on here. You'll have to excuse the mess. I have a complete mess here I've got to clean up. But I know I mentioned that I had purchased some brake calipers to try to adapt fit on this car, but I don't believe I ever showed them to you. If I did, I'm showing them again. But this is the Brembo calipers that I bought. They are new. They can fit a Cadillac CTS-V. The same caliper will fit in a Camaro also. But I haven't seen any articles anywhere where anyone has adapted them to fit on a Corvette. But I am attempting to. And what I've come up with, and I believe is going to work, is I've got to take these and have these 3 surfaces machined down perfectly flat with the back of this. Then I'm going to take and cut and grind these ears off where the calipers mount. I'm going to grind that down smooth with the outside of the housing. And then I'm going to bolt, because all these surfaces will be flat, I'm going to bolt through an adapter plate that I'm going to make on the back side of here, bolt through the adapter, through this knuckle, and into the spindle or the hub. And that'll have new mounting attach points for this caliper that'll bring it the exact correct distance away from the center axis to mate up with the brake caliper correctly, and it'll also have the right offset in and out, which actually this offset is correct, so it just mimics this. But I need to move the mounting holes in almost an inch, about I forget the exact measurement now. It was about 7/8 of an inch, I believe. But I'm going to take and machine these surfaces down first to get them flat. I have already modeled the adapter plate. I have purchased the aluminum to cut the plates out of, and I'm kind of working on that in the background. I haven't been showing any of that yet. I may video some of it moving forward if I get a chance. But working on that along with these other things you're seeing me doing. A lot of modeling in SolidWorks, computer time, cutting samples, making sure they align up. Speaking of samples, this is a sample I cut out of plastic just to make sure I had my bolt hole locations correct. I had all of the holes in this piece, and all the holes look like they lined up. So I'm moving forward with a 3D printed piece, and once I verify that, then I'll actually machine the aluminum adapter plates. But just wanted to show you these things.